What's going on, guys? I've been seeing a little bit of a debate saying that Mera is better than Suna in Dungeons, and they're full of shit. So let's go ahead and look at these stats right here. I would never take these stats into PvP or public, so please do not do that. This is just for Dungeons. Obviously, Suna is best on the Colosseum map. However, it can do any map solo, no problem at all. So I'm going to start off with 5 Geppos. You can also do 3 sprint Geppos. This puts you a distance way out of range of the one sword style users, but still keeps your storm in range. And you're going to notice right there, I'm throwing out my desert spada and it reaches the door. It's the perfect distance. So in the Fireflies debate, they typically try to compare the cooldown of Fireflies to Storm, but really you should be comparing it to the Spada move. The Spada move's only like 2 or 3 seconds longer on cooldown, but the travel time's faster and it doesn't require nearly as much precision. And you're going to notice on this wave, I actually dropped out of the sky and used my Frenzy to kill them instead. The Frenzy has an AoE to it, but not only that, it's also a way for me to save time by not having to wait on my long storm cooldown. And that's usually the main gripe a lot of people have with Suna, is how long that storm is. So by interchanging them or swapping these moves out, alternating is probably the best way to put it, I'm actually saving time and completely negating that argument as a whole. So you can watch right here. I'm going to do the exact same thing again. I'm going to drop out of the sky and use my Frenzy. That way I'll have my storm up for when the boss spawns and I save time. Another thing is, I notice a lot of the YouTubers are putting too much emphasis on the skill that goes into Suna when they're fighting these bosses. Let's try to act like we're all stupid, and I am stupid, so I'm going to use the most brain dead strategy that I possibly can, which is, guess what? 2 moves. And you might be wondering why I'm not speeding up the video here. That's because I'm going to speed up waves 6 to 15 starting now. It's really because most of the video would get pretty damn repetitive if I were to go out of my way and show each breakdown of everything, because I'm really going to use the same strategy on waves 10 and 15. And I'm going to show you that on wave 20. Just 2 moves, maybe a third if you messed up just a tiny bit, but really, it's not a struggle at all. And just for the sake of the video, I'm even going to do waves 25 and 30 to show you how brain dead easy it is. Pretty much the strategy stays the same. Just have your storm up for the boss waves, and you're good. If you've noticed from the beginning of the video, the desert Spada cooldown from when you kill that last enemy to when the boss spawns is almost exact. As soon as your desert Spada cooldown is ready, the boss is basically spawned. So try to use that as a timer. Speaking of which, here's the boss. So they both spawned, and I kind of messed up my timing a little bit and missed my cutlass. And I'm also pretty sure I timed my storm or my Spada wrong. Usually that just wipes them out without me even having to use cutlass. But even with that mistake, the amount of time saved compared to almost any other fruit on any other dungeon makes up for it. Now you're going to notice the strategy is the exact same after wave 20, but there's one key difference. And it's that the Logia bar stops working after wave 20. So another thing you'll hear Suna users or former Suna users say is that, well, Mera's fruit doesn't get cancelled when you use moves, but it takes one simple magic trick to fix that. And you probably noticed I waited for those bazookas to fly by me first before I threw my storm down. And yeah, sure, sometimes you're going to get several bazookas, like let's say 5 or 6, and they're all timed so perfectly well that you can't even find an opening to use your storm. Well, then you can just use your ult, because you don't have to save that ult for bosses or anything, because let's say you did want to go to wave 50, you're still going to completely murder them anyway. I actually killed the wave 30 bosses with Suna as well, without having to hide or anything. That's how busted it is. It's brain dead, And I wish a lot of the community would realize that Suna is the best fruit because it has the lowest risk. And I'm not going to say highest reward because let's be honest, we all have the same reward, but it's lowest risk, it's safe, and it's effective in damage. However, um, it does get canceled a little bit, so you have to have a little finesse toward the end. But I mean, look at almost every other fruit in dungeons. Don't you guys have to have some sort of finesse to compensate at some point in some sort of way? This is the safest fruit for dungeons in the entire game, and a lot of y'all are sleeping on it just because of the fact that you guys used it incorrectly. If you've made it this far, congratulations. The reason why I'm out in the middle of the sea is because I'm waiting on a marine ship to spawn so I can show you guys an example. I'm going to show you guys the mechanics behind how the Spada works and why it's so, what I mean by it's so easy to do dungeons to level 50. Notice how I just threw it into the water, and because it connected to the ship, it still hit it? That's the point that I'm going to be making in this video. So here, I'm going to go ahead and do wave 20 on the Skypea map to show you guys what I meant. Show you guys it wasn't just a fluke. I don't even think that I needed the cutlass to kill them there, but that was the point I was trying to make, is that it really is that easy. So now that we've made it this far, I'm going to show you guys wave 25, and then I'm going to show you the brain dead easy to level 50 dungeon that I was hyping up so much. What I mean by that is, it might not be the fastest, I can't guarantee that to you guys, but I can at least say that it is, without a doubt, the safest way to get to wave 50. So check this out, guys. Wave 25. You didn't believe me? No ult. No ult needed. It was a straight, one-sided massacre. And that's the point I'm driving home to you guys. This is wave 25. Let's keep going. So I'm actually going to speed up all the way to wave 29 here. I could just describe one of these waves, but I figured it'd be better to just smoothly transition into the boss wave after beating wave 29. I'm not even going to show myself getting to wave 50 because it's just going to be a rinse and repeat process. But if you guys are looking at this fast forward footage, I'm shooting the Desert Spada through walls to hit enemies. I think Suna is the only devil fruit that can do this except Mera, but good luck getting your fireflies through 2 barriers. This thing can completely bypass all the barriers and go through at max range. This is related to that ship farming, or, well, ship in the middle of the ocean video, but ship farming, I guess. That little tiny clip I had way at in the middle of the video. So here we're coming up on wave 29 now, and you see as soon as it spawns, I go straight to the corner, and I wait for every enemy to group up for me. Now, you see, I might actually miss a few of these desert spadas, but that's okay, because this is about safety, being able to browse your phone, watch Netflix, and do this. So missing some of these is no problem. And see, I missed right there. I even got stuck in the wall, but it's really not a big deal at all. I was actually browsing my phone while doing this, and if I recall, just about any other fruit that can solo dungeons, you're still putting yourself in some sort of risk. But here, look at that. I just killed 10 enemies with a single move. And look, I'm impatient right here, and it could potentially ruin me, but nope. It was almost like there wasn't any bit of risk at all, because there was only 2 of them. And then you see, I went through this side in the corner and hit them from this side of the wall. That way, it actually was easier to hit them over that. And then look at this. Can any other fruit do this well and with this much safety? Wiped them out. And then guess what? You can actually use this technique on the bosses. You don't even have to hide behind the pyramid like every other fruit user does. I think Pika might be the only one that doesn't have to, but even this is safer than Pika. Now look at this. See how they're all grouped up right there? Instead of using my Spada to wipe them out, I think in this clip I was zoned out and I used it when I didn't have to. Yeah. So I'm going to use Spada right here even though I don't have to. for some reason. Um, there we go. Yeah, so I didn't have to do that. So then I'm going to run around this corner and look at this. Scroll out as far as I can. Throw my storm out there. And you can do the same thing to bosses. It might be a little riskier with Mera users, so be careful. But if it's Pika or anything of the sort, you can do that and be completely fine. So right here, I'm going to try to snipe him over the wall. I don't remember if I messed this up or not. But see, I'm lining it up, and I guess I'm just sitting there for some reason. I don't know why. I think I'm on my phone in this clip, but it's okay. Yep, and oh, it hit. Perfect. And now look at this. This is wave 30. Just for the record, I actually died on wave 35. I was really close to killing him, but I think that Pika went through my entire I think, yeah, the Pika user ult, or the Pika ult completely broke through my armament hockey Tekai, which I thought was insane. But right there, wave 30 was no problem. I would suggest wave 35, probably don't fight them head on. Just use that little barrier strategy I'm using on these waves, and you're good to go. It's the easiest strategy to get to wave 50 without risking your life at all, or wasting any of your time. So that's why Suna is, in my opinion, the best. And for the record, I was a Mera user before. When I did the Skypea map to wave 25, I think my record was like 20 or 21 minutes with Mera, and with Suna on this map, like this clip I'm showing you right now, with my mistakes, I think I got 22 minutes. So really, is Fireflies that much of a deal breaker for you guys? It shouldn't be, because on the arena map with mistakes, took me 16 minutes. Just something to think about, guys. Anyway, peace.